Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. You're back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to the NBA in 2008. Just before we get started, LeBron was irrelevant this season. Okay, let's just keep it real. LeBron was irrelevant this season. I think he led the league in scoring, but that was about it. He's irrelevant this season. Realistically, though, this season was all about Kobe's resurgence, Pau Gasol going to the Lakers, the Celtics big three. The Rockets went on like a 22 game win streak, I believe. I think it got snapped by the Boston Celtics. I'm trying to think what else happened this year. Oh, the Spurs got that ass whooped, got that ass waxed by the Lakers, though. Yeah, the Spurs got that ass spanked by the Lakers. Yeah. So yeah, I think, and this is when we kind of came to the conclusion that the East is garbage. I think this is when everybody realized that the East was garbage. The Miami Heat was ass this year. They traded Shaq to Phoenix. The Cavaliers were not good this year, despite LeBron leading the league in scoring for the first time because Kobe finally had help, so LeBron could actually lead the league in scoring. Also, this is the year Kevin Durant came into the league. This is Kevin Durant's rookie year. Yeah. He don't talk about the rookies, though. He'll never talk about the other rookies class, but he'll talk about the 2003 draft class. Like, bro, it's like, that's not the only draft class from the 2000s, bro. There are plenty of great draft class from the 2000s. This was one of them. I believe this was, no. Kevin Durant was Kevin Durant was this year. Next 2009, the 2009 season, that was Derrick Rose rookie year. Yeah. So this is when this is definitely the last year of the Seattle Supersonics. Tongue twister, huh? Tongue twister. Cat got your tongue, buddy. Can't say proper English, buddy. But nah, this is the last season for the Seattle Supersonics. Sadly, it sucked to see them go, but hey, hopefully in the future y'all get it. I ain't even finna go into depth on that conspiracy theory, but Seattle definitely does deserve a basketball team, and not that weak ass WBA team they got. Okay, not that weak ass WNBA team they got. They need a professional basketball team. The ones that had Gary Payton and Sean Kemp going crazy. The ones that had Ray Allen and Rashad Lewis doing damage as a duo. We need that type of team back in Seattle, not that weak ass WNBA team they got. But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's take it back to the unforgettable year of 2008. In film, Heath Ledger becomes the Joker in an iconic and legendary performance for the ages. In music, Lil Wayne drops the Carter 3.
Man, get this bum ass nigga on up out here, man. Nobody trying to care about this weak ass nigga, man. Fuck Lil Wayne, nigga. Nigga was trashed then, he trashed now. Niggas just now finding out this nigga was trashed this whole time. That's sad, bro.
Get this sorry ass nigga out of here! You suck!
Elevating his status as an all-time great. And in politics, Barack Obama is elected the 44th president of the United States. Meanwhile, on the hardwood, the 2007-2008 NBA season exploded into motion with breaking news that shook the basketball world to its core. The game's biggest star, Kobe Bryant, arguably the best player on the planet, demanded a trade out of LA after years of insufferable mediocrity with the Lakers. And in Boston, the league's worst team in the league last year revamped their roster in a big way. You're going to want to stay tuned for this action-packed episode in the NBA in the year 2008.
Oh yeah, Dwight slam dunk contest. I forgot about that slam dunk contest with Dwight. That shit was fire.
Again in the first round of the playoffs last season. And in his final post-game presser of the season, Kobe shared a grim and piercing message to the Lakers' organization.
Get it going in a better direction than what it is right now.
Do something and do it now.
After years of playing with an inferior roster, Kobe had enough, and he officially demanded a trade out of LA in the summer of 2007. Since Shaq's departure just 3 years prior, the Lakers had been scrambling for years to trade for a superstar talent to pair with Kobe. Whether it was superstar point guard Jason Kidd, versatile talent Kevin Garnett, or dynamic forward Jermaine O'Neal, these stars were seemingly always linked to a hypothetical trade. But
here's the crazy part. Kevin Garnett to the Lakers would have actually happened. In Kevin Garnett's own words, he said he was trying to go to the Lakers with Kobe. He knew that there was a dog over there that he could run with, and he knew Kobe was that dog. So he was trying to get in touch with Kobe, but Kobe never picked up the phone. And because Kobe never picked up the phone, that's how KG ended up in Boston instead. Because he just needed to have that phone call with Kobe just to make sure, like, hey, man, you good? You want to do this, man? Like, I'm trying to, I see you got your situation going on. I got my situation going on. What's happening? But Kobe never picked up the phone, sadly. And the rest is history.
the Lakers never pulled the trigger. To Kobe, the Lakers were building.
And I think with the Jermaine O'Neal situation, I think it was they were going to pull the trigger and move Lamar. No, they weren't. Because they were asking for Lamar Odom, which they were willing to give up. But they also wanted Andrew Bynum as well. And the Lakers were not giving up Andrew Bynum. They felt like he was a young future talent in the making. They were working with him. And they felt like, we're not giving up on Andrew Bynum. We'll give you Lamar Odom. We'll give you Jordan Farmar. We'll give you whatever you want. But Andrew Bynum stays. And they didn't want to give up Andrew Bynum because he had potential. So that's why Jermaine O'Neal never ended up in a Lakers uniform, sadly.
For the future instead of looking to contend now, and that frustrated Kobe to no end. Kobe was in the absolute prime of his career at the tender age of 28. There was no time to rebuild. He needed to play for championships. His preferred destinations were with the up-and-coming LA Clippers, a young nucleus with the Chicago Bulls, or even the battle-tested championship-level Detroit Pistons. The league.
So funny thing, Kobe said in his own words, he was actually going to go to Chicago. The deal was going to go through. They were actually going to send him to Chicago. But Chicago was finna give up damn near all their assets, which would have defeated the purpose of Kobe going to Chicago. Once he saw that Luol Deng was in the trade and a bunch of other players who he felt like he wanted to play with in Chicago, it was like, you know what? Don't even go through with it. Never mind. I'll just sit up here and wait.
Was paying close attention to how all of this would unfold. All the while, in the Eastern Conference, things were heating up in Boston. The Celtics, a once legendary and historic franchise, had officially become the league's laughingstock after winning only 24 games the season prior. That's why in the offseason thereafter, to reverse this trend, general manager Danny Ainge resurrected this franchise by trading for 7-time All-Star Ray Allen, who was undoubtedly the league's best shooter at the time, as well as Kevin Garnett, a top 5 talent for years up until this point and the league's 2004 most valuable player. These two, along with All-Star Paul Pierce, formed a powerful big three in Boston, and with the Eastern Conference at this point still wide open for anyone's taking, Boston easily catapulted themselves as favorites to win.
No, the Eastern Conference was closed after this. After the first, I want to say 25 games, the Eastern Conference was closed. Everybody named Mama said this team is going to the finals because there was no other team. Who was going to go to the final? LeBron? Fuck out of here. The Pistons, they gave up Ben Wallace. So they let Ben Wallace walk. So because you let Ben Wallace walk, the Pistons, that would have been a great series if it was the championship Detroit Pistons. If it was the 2004 Detroit Pistons versus this 2008 Boston Celtics, I see that going 7 games, and I see that being a dog fight. Probably one of the best playoff series of all times, but the Pistons were getting older. They didn't have any interior defense like they used to with Ben Wallace, so niggas could eat pretty much. There was too much depth on the Celtics roster, so everybody could eat versus them. Like I'm still surprised that shit went 6 games. That really should have been a sweep if we being honest. But it went 6 games. But then again, they had problems with the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, which kind of had me skeptical about them. Like, hold on, dog. How you having problems with the Atlanta Hawks? Now the Cavaliers series, LeBron was showing something. LeBron was showing signs, but nah. And then in that game 7, they locked in. They locked the fuck in. So it wasn't finna be a back-to-back miracle LeBron James gets his team over the hump situation. No. And like I said, for Detroit, that shouldn't win no more than 5 games at best. So the Hawks should have got swept. The Cavaliers, that should have really went 6 games, not 7. And the Pistons should have got knocked the fuck out in 5. That's just my personal opinion. But hey. I mean, it's their first year, so not gonna have everything down packed. But once they got to the finals, yeah, they kind of had it down.
In the East. And as the season got underway, Boston was looking unbeatable. KG already played with a passion and fury in Minnesota that was unmatched, but he dialed up his intensity to an entirely new level in Boston. Combining KG's fervor and defensive prowess with Ray Allen's dead-eye marksmanship from deep and Paul Pierce's methodical and surgical scoring prowess, these 08 Celtics weren't just looking like championship contenders, but
that's what made it so unfair, though. What made this team so unfair? They had 2 niggas who could perform in the clutch. You had Ray Allen, who get him if he get open on the screen, it's over. And Paul Pierce, shit, ISO, get out his way and let him do work.
They were looking historic, one of the best teams ever assembled in league history.
Facts.
Meanwhile, around the league, another storyline gaining steam was the influx of young talent that was beginning to take the entire
most definitely
league by
Brandon
storm.
Royce.
At the top of this
Yes,
list
sir.
was Chris Paul.
Fuck Chris Paul. Fuck Chris Paul.
In only
Overrated.
his third
Overrated.
NBA
Overrated.
season, CP was enjoying a breakout campaign, already recognized as the league's best player.
Get this sorry ass nigga out of here!
He somehow was able to score at an astonishing rate of
Overrated.
21 points per game.
Overrated.
He had a deadly mid-range pull-up that devastated defenses on a nightly basis. But where he really shined was as floor general to his New Orleans Hornets. His 11 assists per game were impressive and league-leading, but his point guard play elevated the status of those around him, even helping earn teammate David West his one and only All-Star appearance in 2008. CP took his pretty mediocre roster to the 2nd seed in a highly competitive Western Conference and placed 2nd in league MVP voting. Another young stud, over in Orlando, a young Dwight Howard was making a serious claim for title of league's best center. Dwight was young, he was strong, he was athletic, and he was charismatic. He averaged.
The only thing notable about Dwight Howard this year was the dunk contest. That's the only notable thing about Dwight Howard. Other than that, he had the first round. He had a great first round against Chris Bosh in 08. Had a great first round against Chris Bosh in 08. I think he ran into the Pistons in the second round and light work.
An impressive 20 points and a league-leading 14 rebounds per game, but his true talent was on the defensive end. His unmatched athleticism and jumping ability at 6'10" made him a nightmare for opposing offenses, and though KG won Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight was right behind him, and it wouldn't be long before he became the league's most dominant defensive force. But it wasn't just Dwight's all-star play that stole headlines. He also stole the show at this year's Slam Dunk Contest. By famously donning a Superman cape, Dwight mesmerized the crowd.
Probably one of the best dunk contests of the 2000s, next to Vince Carter.
So high into the sky that instead of actually dunking the ball, he instead threw the ball into the rim. It was an insane moment, and it was moments like,
bruh, from that camera angle right here, it looked like he dunked it in. When he dunked it in, I'm thinking, yo, 50, 50, 50. Then when I saw it from this angle, I'm like, I take that back. That ain't no 50. I don't know. I feel some type of way about throw-in dunks, though. I feel like they aggressive as floaters. That's how I feel about them. I feel like they aggressive floaters. If that makes sense. I don't even feel like that's really a dunk. I feel like that's just an aggressive ass floater, in my personal opinion. But hey, it is what it is.
This that made him one of the purest talents in basketball, as well as one of the most likable players in the NBA. But it wasn't all smiles and laughs around the league. We were 3 months into the season and Kobe was still on the Lakers. It was getting so bad that there were some nights in LA where Kobe was actually getting booed. In Kobe's illustrious 12-year career all in LA, that never happened. None of this felt real. It was only a matter of time before the Lakers officially combusted. But then, on February 1st, 2008, in one of the most stunning in-season trades in NBA history, the Lakers traded for all-star power forward Pau Gasol from the Memphis Grizzlies to pair with Kobe.
That shit right there had all of us looking like,
you can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't. God damn! God damn! God damn! God damn it! Ah! Fuck! 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 Fuck!
that's what all of us was saying around the league. That's what all of us was saying. We was like, the Lakers got another one. This is not fair.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
This trade was historically lopsided. The Lakers gave up almost nothing to acquire a franchise-altering star. For the Lakers, the arrival of Pau swung this franchise into championship contention, and above all else, Kobe would remain a Laker. Pau was the ultimate co-star to duel alongside Kobe. He was a highly talented scorer on the block and an exceptional playmaker for his size. Playing alongside Kobe allowed Pau to thrive without the burden of being the guy. Freed from that weight that he had in Memphis, his skill and versatility shined even brighter on the league's biggest stage, proving that as a co-star, he was more dangerous than ever. And now with a very formidable number 2, Kobe immediately skyrocketed his Lakers to the first seed in the Western Conference. And for these efforts, Kobe won his first ever league MVP, a long overdue honor.
R.P. David Stern and Kobe.
But nowhere near the finish line he had in mind. As the Lakers were asserting themselves in the West and Boston was doing the same all year long in the East, one team regrettably gets forgotten from this season. The 2008 Houston Rockets were on a historic run.
Yeah, 22 games in a row is crazy.
Led by All-Stars Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming, these Rockets had high hopes going into the 2008 season. But as Houston was enjoying a 12-game winning streak in January, devastation hit as Yao broke his foot and was sidelined for the rest of the season. Instead of wallowing, these Rockets, whom outside of T-Mac were average role players at best, stepped up to the occasion and extended their win streak to an incredible 22. At the time, this was the longest winning streak since the 1972 Lakers. And although the Steph Curry Warriors and LeBron James Heat have since toppled this record, what these Rockets were able to accomplish, given the level of talent on the team or lack thereof.
Bro, you're forgetting another team. I believe it's the 1970 something. It was some Laker team from the 70s that went I believe they went almost 30. I believe they went 30 games in a row. Don't quote me on that. I believe it was 29 or it was 31, one of the two numbers. But it was some Lakers team that holds the all-time record for most wins in a row. I believe it's a Laker team from the 70s. Might be from the 80s. I don't remember, but I know it's a Laker team.
Is arguably even more impressive than the Golden State or Miami run in the 2010s. The 2008 Rockets deserve all the love and adulation. Despite this darling Houston Rockets story in the West, the Lakers were still the dominant team, and as the playoffs got underway, these Lakers blazed through the Nuggets, the Jazz, and the champion Spurs to reach the NBA Finals for the first time since 2004, the first time since Shaq, and the first time with Kobe as the undisputed lead man. A championship for Kobe wouldn't have just been his fourth ring, it would be the validation of everything he'd fought for and proof to those who said he couldn't win without Shaq. But before he could make claim to any of that, he was still waiting a finals opponent. In the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics, who ended the regular season with the league's best record, were facing some unexpected challenges in the playoffs. A young, gritty, and in-your-face Atlanta Hawks team headlined by Joe Johnson and rookie Al Horford took the heavily favored Celtics to 7 games. Then, Boston faced LeBron James in round 2, and this series too went the full 7 games, as LeBron tried to single-handedly and almost nearly did break this miracle Boston Celtics season. In the end though, Boston had too much firepower, and by the Eastern Conference Finals, Boston had seen it all, and not even the championship-tested Detroit Pistons could phase these Celtics from realizing their first trip to the NBA Finals since 1987. So, when it came down to it, the historic rivalry was renewed. The Lakers and Celtics met in the NBA Finals. The best player on the planet versus the best team in the league. This finals had all the star power, all the fireworks, and all the drama to make for one hell of a series. The first 2 games in Boston were hard fought, but ultimately belonged to the Celtics. Game 1 delivered one of the finals' most theatrical moments when Paul Pierce would wheel off the court like a fallen warrior, only to return minutes later, miraculously healed, to bury 2 dagger threes that sent the Garden into a frenzy. It was part clutch, part soap opera, part comical, but no matter how you slice it, all tasty. And as the scene shifted to LA, as expected, the Lakers took Game 3 in decisive fashion, behind a 36-point barrage from Kobe. Then came Game 4. The game was looking like a runaway victory for LA, who were up by 24
That shit was crazy. That was a crazy game 4.
Until Boston began chipping away at the lead.
Yeah, that was a crazy game 4, bro. I remember this.
While Paul Pierce impacted the game on both ends, most notably taking on the primary responsibility of guarding Kobe. In the end, Boston stunned the entire league by completing the ferocious comeback.
That's when everybody had to realize they was dangerous. This is a dangerous Boston Celtics.
Although LA would go on to win Game 5, the emotional hangover from Game 4 lingered and proved too much to overcome for LA once the finals returned to Boston. In absolute dominant fashion, Boston dismantled the Lakers in Game 6 by 39 points to cement their historic season with an NBA
belt
champion.
to ass.
Paul Pierce was named Finals MVP. KG and Ray Allen cemented their already Hall of Fame careers with
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Ray Allen should have got Finals MVP. That's just me. That's just me though. I just felt like Ray Allen should have got that Finals MVP. No disrespect to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce did his thing. He's definitely deserving of that Finals MVP. But I just feel like it should have went to Ray Allen. That's just me though. That's just me.
Ring. And although it was just 1 year, these Celtics were already looking like a dynasty. And as streams of green and white flooded Boston Garden, Kobe exited in humiliating fashion. A monumental turning point of a season that saw Kobe go from being booed at Staples Center to winning his first MVP ended in embarrassing fashion. As Kobe and the Lakers left a sea of green and white at Boston Garden, it was clear this rivalry was far from over. Redemption felt inevitable.
Whatever, nigga. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. Most definitely, man. Hey, we on to 2009. We done with the 2000s. We about to be done with the 2000s in 2009, and then we finna. Hopefully he'll have the 2010s ready, because this is very recent. He uploaded this last week, so and I believe he uploaded 2009 today or yesterday, one of the two. So. Yeah, I'm hoping that he can keep this ball rolling. But hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, bye.